Well, very good morning, guys. Uh, Fine. It's fine. So last day, I just been giving you a gist of what exactly is your ASP.NET is. So what did I say? Array, ASP.NET basically talking about ASP.NET. ASP.NET is a platform for building web applications. ASP.NET is a platform for building web applications that can be hosted on various machines like Windows, Linux, Mac operating systems, cross-platform. It's purely cross-platform. And then the history of the web application development for Microsoft. I just been started from here. Well, first it happened in the year 1996. What Microsoft launched is, yeah, Santosh, you just missed up one class only, but okay, still anyone new into the session, yesterday's session video will be provided to you. Okay, I will still refresh the subject what I just been said, but still the yesterday's video will be provided. Okay, history of web application development from Microsoft. Okay, what is it? In the year 1996, they have launched ASP, Active Server Pages for building web applications, And the language used for writing the code is VBScript or JScript. Is that clear? The language used for writing the code is VBScript or JScript. Any of these two languages can be used, either VBScript or either JScript can be used. Okay, next. Later in 2002, along with the .NET, they have launched what? ASP.NET for building web applications. And the language that can be used for writing the code here is a language that can be used for writing the code here is, you can write the code by using any .NET language. You can write the code by using any .NET language. So first what we have is ASP, and next what we have is ASP.NET. So ASP came in 96. At that time, we don't have .NET in the market at all. And ASP.NET came in 2002 along with your .NET. Okay. So for building web applications, and the language that can be used for writing the code here is what? Any .NET language can be used. Like you can use C#, you can use VB.NET, you can use any of these languages. Next, under ASP.NET, we again have multiple options, or we again have two options. That will be more clear. Under ASP.NET, we again have two options for building web apps. What are the two options? ASP.NET Web Forms, in which year? 2002. And next one is ASP.NET MVC, which year? 2008. So first one thing is Web Forms. ASP.NET Web Forms was first launched along with the .NET in which year? 2002. And as of today, or as of now, okay, Web Forms was launched along with the .NET in 2002. And as of now, or as of today, this is not being used in the industry for building new applications, They're not using it for building new applications, guys. But there is a scope for this, for maintaining existing applications. We just use it for maintaining the existing applications. Guys, if anyone is just facing a voice problem, just disconnect and connect once. If anyone has a problem with the voice, just disconnect and connect once. Okay. But there is scope for maintaining what? Existing applications. Am I clear? And another important thing is, this works only with the .NET framework, guys. This works only with .NET framework. You cannot use it wherever you just want. This can be used only with the .NET framework. Am I clear? Okay. So it is not pure cross-platform. Understood my point? Okay. So this is the important thing to remember. This works only with the .NET framework. So not pure cross-platform. So that is the drawback. So if you just understand today, we are not building new applications by using web forms. We are not building new applications by using web forms. New application development is not there in the industry with web forms. They are not building at all. And but there are so many applications, guys. There are so many applications in the industry which are developed by using web forms. Why? Web forms came in which year? 2002. Okay. And from then, Microsoft did not officially stop web forms. Microsoft was continuing. But recently what they done is they stopped it. They stopped it means no more further enhancements for web forms. No more further enhancements for web forms. So they stopped it. So once they stopped it, even all the companies also stopped it. All the companies also stopped developing new applications by using the web forms. But it is nearly a tenure of 18 years, 16 to 18 years, something around 2019 or 2020, they stopped it. Somewhere around 2019 or 2020, they stopped it. So this 17, 18 years, so many applications are built in the market. Yes or not? And suddenly if a new technology comes now, they cannot easily replace. They cannot easily replace. What do you mean cannot easily replace? Yeah, guys. What I mean they cannot easily replace is today, see, you are using a car. And the company stopped that and they just launched you the same car only, but with some modified features. Will happen, huh? In everywhere it happens. So are you going to immediately change your car? No. Why? You invested some 10 to 15 lakhs and purchased a car now. Suddenly after 1 year, the company stopped this and just given a new variant in this. You will not dump this and purchase a new one. No? All your money, all your investment gets lost. So it's not going to be like you are easily going to develop. You are going to replace it immediately with a new one. See, it never happens. You are not going to replace it immediately with a new one. So old projects will continue to run in web forms. Old projects will continue to run in web forms until they convert them into MVC. Okay. And that too, the budget, a lot of things will come into picture. The company should have money to change it also. Cannot easily change of now. So no developer will work free of cost now. You developed an application in web forms now. You worked in the company. Every month they paid the salary to you. You worked in the company. Today MVC came now. Are you only developed in web form? So free of cost work and it's converted into MVC. Will you do that? No. So then how? There is a lot of investment that is involved here. So all that investment they have to put it up, convert this into MVC. It takes time. So it's not going to be immediate. It's not going to be over a period of time. This can happen. Over a period of time, this can happen. But there are so many websites in the industry now which are developed by using the ASP.NET web forms. But new application development is not there. New application development is completely gone to MVC now. Okay, new applications, they're not developing it with the web forms. Even Microsoft also doesn't suggest us to build applications by using the web forms today in the industry. I hope you guys are clear. Yes or not? Okay. So that's what. So this is about the first thing, that is the web forms. What is the second option? MVC. The second option is going to be MVC. So what about this MVC? ASP.NET MVC stands for Model View Controller. Basically, it's called as a Model View Controller. Was launched in the year 2008. Launched in the year 2008 for .NET Framework. For .NET Framework only. This is also launched for .NET Framework only, and was as a very popular. And this was a very popular and successful in the industry for web application development. Basically, this MVC is very popular and successful basically in the industry. And I need to tell you, MVC, this was not designed by Microsoft. Actually, yesterday I was telling you about this one. This was not designed by Microsoft. Actually, somewhere around 70s, a company called as Xerox, ever of Xerox, has actually designed this MVC architecture for developing desktop applications. They designed it for developing what? Desktop applications, not really for web applications. But this architecture became successful in the industry later for web development. But the main concept of the MVC architecture is designed for desktop development, somewhere around 70s. But it became popular for building what? Web applications. It's not Microsoft here, it's open source. Everyone has their own MVC in the market. Java has its own MVC framework called Structs and Spring. Might be heard about these names, Structs, Spring. Even in Python, we just have an MVC framework. In PHP, we have an MVC framework. In .NET also, we have an MVC framework. But what the difference is, all these are MVC frameworks, but no one called it MVC directly. Microsoft only called it as MVC. MVC is common. So everyone has given a different name for that. Everyone has given a different name for that. What did Microsoft do? Microsoft has given the name as ASP.NET MVC. But Java called it as what? Structured Spring. Okay, like this, there is Zen framework, a lot of things that I'll tell you. I'll show you. Yeah. You can have a look. In Java, the MVC framework name is Spring and Structs. In PHP, multiple MVC frameworks are there. Cake PHP, CodeIgniter, Gen framework, Laravel. And when you come to Perl, there is an MVC framework called Catalyst and Answer. In Python, Django, Flask, Grok. In Ruby, Ruby on Rails, Nitro. In JavaScript also we have an MVC framework. Angular is an MVC framework only. Angular itself is also an MVC framework. And Spine and .NET. ASP.NET MVC, ASP.NET MVC Core. Is that clear? So, as I said to you, we are going to learn both the two things. We are going to learn ASP.NET MVC, as well as we are going to learn ASP.NET MVC Core. Both we'll be learning in our classes. Okay? Yeah. So, am I clear? MVC is not a Microsoft product. MVC is not a Microsoft product. That is, it's an open source technology. It is a open source technology for building applications. I did not mention your web applications. Remember, simply I said applications. The reason is you can also build desktop applications also. But this is popular for web. And we have MVC available in all major programming languages. This also works only with .NET framework. So not pure cross-platform. Okay. This is very popular today in the market to build web applications by using .NET. By using .NET, if at all you want to build a web application, this is going to be very, very popular in the industry. Clear? This is all happened when 2002, 2008. And at the time, to build applications by using .NET, Microsoft provided you a runtime. What is the runtime? .NET framework. .NET, what is the drawback of the .NET framework? .NET framework is not pure platform independent. Actually, the concept of the .NET and Java is platform independent, but .NET framework is not pure platform independent. So to resolve this problem, in the year 2016, what did Microsoft launch? Microsoft launched you .NET Core. What did launch you? .NET Core, pure platform independent architecture, which works on Windows, Linux, and Mac OS. And not only that, you can build applications for Android, iOS. For all these things, you can just build gaming applications, sorry, Xbox, for various things. It's pure platform independent, purely platform independent. That's what exactly Microsoft has designed for us. So when Microsoft has designed this .NET Core, what we call? First it is .NET Framework, and next we call it as a .NET Core. Okay, under .NET Core, we again have what? ASP.NET Core. The ASP.NET, ASP.NET Core. We again call it as what? ASP.NET Core. ASP.NET was renamed as ASP.NET Core. Understand this one. What's it? See, .NET Framework is there. What is .NET Framework now? .NET Core. .NET Framework is now .NET Core. What do we call this? We call it as a runtime. We call this as a runtime for building the applications. So .NET Framework is now .NET Core. Now, I want to build web apps. I want to build web apps. If at all you want to build web apps in .NET Framework, what we have? ASP.NET. The same thing we have now, ASP.NET Core. So understand if I have a doubt here. What are the doubts? What is the difference between .NET Core and ASP.NET Core? ASP.NET Core is a subset of .NET Core. That's all. .NET Core is for building various kinds of applications. Understand? .NET Core is for building various kinds of applications. ASP.NET Core is a part of the .NET Core for building web applications. Under .NET Core, we have desktop development, web development, mobile development, game development. Lot of things are there. But when you come to ASP.NET, ASP.NET Core is a part of .NET Core, which can be used only for building web applications. I hope you are clear. Okay, don't confuse between these two. Same way, .NET Framework, it is for building various kinds of applications. Under that, ASP.NET is for building web applications. Why you are worried? I'm talking about that only now. Okay, so we have ASP.NET here and we have ASP.NET Core here. And remember, ASP.NET, what did I say? Array, under ASP.NET, we have two options again. What is that? Web forms. MVC. I did not mention you, listed you specially, but we have one more thing also called as Web API. We'll learn both the two things here. We'll learn MVC also, we'll learn Web API also. Web API is a part of that MVC only. Under that only, I'll cover you both the two things. And right now, when you come to here, what we have? Web apps. The web forms was removed now. What we have is web apps. But both are not same here. I'm not telling these are similar, completely different. Okay. And when you come to MVC, what's it now? MVC Core. And we have Web API here. And this is Web API Core. So guys, in our course now, we are going to cover all these things. Understood all of you? We are going to cover all these particular things. We'll cover MVC, we'll cover Web API, we'll cover MVC Core, we'll cover Web API Core also. Under that Entity Framework Core, everything will cover. Again, I'm not highlighting you all these things. Link will be covered here. Entity Framework will be covered. Entity Framework Core will be covered. All these things also will be coming for you as a part of the course. Understood? Okay, fine. So that's what. So this is what exactly we have. So just let me bring it back here. Okay, fine. What next? In 2016, when Microsoft launched .NET Core as an alternative to the .NET Framework, which is pure platform independent, that is cross-platform, they have renamed ASP.NET as ASP.NET Core now. The ASP.NET was renamed as ASP.NET Core. And under this also, we have two options. We again have two options under this also. And under this, we again have two options for building web apps. What are the two options? ASP.NET Core Web Apps, ASP.NET Core MVC, ASP.NET Core MVC. Okay. So next, ASP.NET Core Web Apps is not much popular in the industry and it is mainly designed for building small scale apps. ASP.NET Core MVC is an extension for ASP.NET MVC, which is a very popular in the market for building large scale web apps. If at all you're trying to build large scale web apps, that's what we just use. Am I clear with this? The runtime is .NET Framework. Which year? 2002. And when you come here, what is the runtime? This was launched in the year 2016. This was launched in 2016. And here we have web apps. To build the web apps, we have what? ASP.NET. We have ASP.NET. And when you come here, we have Web Forms, Web Apps, MVC, MVC Core, and Web API, Web API Core. In MVC, all the pages what we create is razor pages only. Yeah. Why do you want to taste the food before eating it only? Wait. Why you want to know the taste before eating that? Wait, I'll tell you all the things. Razor pages are what we are going to learn in our MVC. Again, why you want a special introduction for that? Okay. So, as I said to you, what we are going to cover in this? ASP.NET MVC with .NET Framework along with Web API. We are going to cover ASP.NET MVC 5 along with Web API with the .NET Framework and ASP.NET Core MVC 5.0, 6.0 along with Web API Core with the .NET Core. Are you clear? So these are the contents of our course. These are the contents what we'll be learning. And then what are the prerequisites for building this? I said you, this is where I stopped in the last class. What are the prerequisites? You should have a good knowledge on C#. Yes, yeah, very good knowledge on the C# because applications are pure object oriented, inheritance, polymorphism, extension methods, anonymous types, anonymous methods. So whatever you learned in the C# classes, you need all those things for building your applications here. A sound knowledge of C#. Clear. Next, second thing, HTML, JavaScript, CSS, and third thing, SQL Server. HTML, JavaScript, CSS is required from day one. If you are parallelly doing it, fine, okay, no issues with that. You can parallelly also attend for the classes. Because at least 4-5 days I'll give you an introduction. Mostly in the next week only I'll jump into programming. Meanwhile, if you have already started doing it, you'll get a knowledge on HTML and what is the web page and all the things. And SQL Server, I said you need it after a month, not immediately. After a month, we need the knowledge of SQL Server. Meanwhile, if you have started or starting, no issue. But from day one, C# is very, very important. Sir, I started with C#, sir. No, you can't. You just started with C# and want to attend for MVC means not possible. Is it clear? Okay, because you started with C# means interactions and all these things until you complete object-oriented programming, it will take nearly 6 weeks. By the time you will be in the middle of the program, middle of MVC, it will be tough time for you to understand. Okay, so that's why yesterday I just warned all the people without having a good knowledge on C#, don't attend because you will attend also, you'll face a lot of problem in understanding the concepts. Okay, fine. Ignore it. What next? Prerequisites. I already said you what you just require. These are the prerequisites what you have. What next is the next thing what we just today we'll learn about this one here, a deep understanding about web applications here. So let us just have a deep understanding about the web applications. So what's a web application? How exactly these web applications run? Array. See, basically, until 1-2 days, all online students, until they adjust, they will be facing this voice problem here. Until they adjust this, okay? Because we use the number one mic systems, user systems, okay? So that's online students because there is a lot of climatic disturbance in your network, and you will be facing initially some problems in that. So I can't help on that, okay? So yeah, that's what I'm telling. We use the number one mic systems. That's Ahuja systems. It's a very popular in the industry basically. So mics are perfect here. But that's what initial days who are new might be facing some problem because that may be because of your network issues also. It's not about my mic. Prerequisite softwares. Visual Studio. You require Visual Studio to install on your machines. So if you're facing that voice problem, what I can suggest is once a disconnect and just reconnect again. That's why I suggest most of the students that there's a possible come to offline classes only. Okay, not online classes. All of you started going off to online, just not able to come to the class and you're listening in online. But a possibility come offline classes. Offline classes will be much clearer for you to understand than offline, than online. If there is no chance, I can't help you. But if there is a chance, I always recommend offline than online. Okay. Coming back. So today we'll just try to get an understanding about few things, guys, like the different types of applications. What are the basic fundamentals you need to know for building web applications? What are the basic fundamentals that you require to know for building the web applications and all? Okay. So have a look, guys. Basically, applications, when we just talk about these applications, someone's video is on. Can you check it out? Who is that? Be careful with your videos, guys. It becomes a disturbance for all the people. And unfortunately, video option cannot be removed in the Zoom here. The option is not available. Yeah. Yes, I will all of you. Generally, when you talk about applications, applications are divided into different categories. Like generally, regularly what we use, so many types of applications are there here, but every day, the applications what we use are divided into three categories. Applications what we use day to day. Day to day applications are divided into three categorizations. What are three? Desktop applications, web applications, mobile applications. What are desktop applications? Desktop applications means, guys, these applications, if at all you talk about the desktop applications, these applications must be installed on your machine first if at all you want to use them. The applications must be installed on your machine first if at all you want to use them. If you want to use these applications, must and should, the applications must be installed on your computer. Until and unless they're installed on your machine, you cannot use these applications at all. That's what we call desktop application. See here, MS Office. Can you use MS Office by installing on a remote computer in a network from your machine? In a network, you install MS Office on a remote computer. Can you use it from your machines? Not possible. You can't. You're required to install MS Office on your machine, then only you can use it. Installing it on a remote computer, you cannot use MS Office from the local computer. That's not possible. You want to use MS Office, must and should, that should be installed on your computer. That is what we call as a desktop application. Is it clear? So what's a desktop application? These applications must be explicitly installed on our machine if at all we want to use them, or if at all we want to consume them. That's what we're just calling as a desktop applications. Okay. Second applications are web applications. You know web applications here. I don't require to tell you what is a web application. These applications run in a browser These applications run in a browser and you require the support of internet. You require the support of internet to run those applications. Third category, mobile applications. These are like hybrid. What is it? Just like desktop, you require to install on your device first. Just like desktop, you require to install on your device. But you require the support of internet to run them. You install Facebook app on your mobile. Will the Facebook app run without internet? Tell me. You install Zomato, Ola, so a lot of apps. But none of these applications run if you don't have internet. Understood my point? Okay, so that's what. So when you talk about the applications, day-to-day used applications, apart from this, so many different kinds of applications are there. They are gaming applications, lot of things. Just day-to-day applications, what we everyday come across in our life are three types. What are they? Desktop applications, web applications, mobile applications. So if at all you just talk about the three categorizations of them. You can have a look on this. Desktop application means these applications must be installed on our computer first to use them. Example, MS Office, Skype Messenger. Guys, please don't play in the classroom here. Don't use annotations and all. Listen to the class. Focus on the class. You came here to learn something. Okay, desktop application means these applications must be installed on your computer first to use them. MS Office, your Skype Messenger, Zoom, browsers. Or you install all the browsers, desktop applications only. All the browsers are desktop applications. See, you want to use Windows operating system, by default doesn't provide you Chrome. You download and install Chrome. You download and install Chrome on your machines, correct? So when you download and install Chrome, that's a desktop application which should be installed on your machine to use it. Web application space, we install these applications first on a centralized machine. What we call it? Web server. These applications are first installed on a centralized machine. What we call it as a web server. And then provide access to clients so that clients can connect to the web server using a browser to internet and then access the applications. So clients, so that clients can connect to the web server using a browser through internet and then access the application. Example, your Facebook, Gmail, Amazon, Flipkart, all these are just going to be the web applications what we are using day to day in your life. Okay, so most of the applications may have a web mobile app also today, but all websites doesn't have a mobile app. Is that clear? So you want to browse the courses in Naresh IT. NareshIT.com is purely a website. They don't provide you any mobile app to use. Facebook provides you mobile app to use, but still, that's first a web application. Afterwards, they just build a mobile app. First, it's a web application. Don't forget that. Clear? Third one. Mobile applications are also like, what is that? We need to install them on our mobile to consume, but works with the help of internet, like a web application. That's why I said to you, these are hybrid. Just like desktop, you need to install. Do we install web app on your device? No, you don't install a web application on your device. They're already installed on a central server. You don't require to. You just require a browser, internet, and you can start browsing those applications. I want to visit the Naresh IT website. So I can open a browser and simply type nareshit.com. So immediately the website launches to me and I can just browse the things there. So I did not install Naresh IT website on my machine now. Where is it? It's on a central location. What do we call? Web server. So remember the terminology correctly. In web, this terminology in jargon is very, very important. What we call? Web server. Web applications are installed on web server and then browsed through a browser with the help of internet. You need internet. But when you come to mobile apps are also like desktop application. That is, we need to install them on our mobile. We need to install them on our mobile first to consume. But works with the help of internet, like a web application. Example, all these apps you daily installed and use on your devices now. WhatsApp, Swiggy, Zomato, Uber, Ola, number of applications what we just use, Telegram. Am I clear? So these are the three different categorizations to applications. Desktop, web and mobile. Okay, now? Fine. What next? If at all you try to compare between the desktop applications and the web applications, if at all you try to compare between the desktop applications and the web applications here, yeah, desktop applications versus web applications. First, web application. Web applications need to be installed only once, that too on one computer only, whereas desktop applications are to be installed separately on each computer. Desktop applications have to be installed on desktop applications have to be installed separately on each computers. We require to install the web application, desktop applications on each computer separately. That's what I said here. Tomorrow in your office, 100 computers are there. In all the 100 computers, you want MS Office. It is mandatory. You require to install MS Office on all 100 machines, not on one machine. 100 machines, MS Office should be installed. Are you clearer or not? There is a portal. There is a portal for employee management. For employee management, for leave applications, for all these things, they just developed a small portal, a small web application. And now this one, they developed it as a web. They developed it as a web. Now in the organization, they don't install in all the machines now. In the organization, there will be a server. On that server, they will install, and all the 100 machines can connect to the server and access the application. Are you getting my point? Yes or not? Only one location. But desktop on all machines you require to install. Next. When you need to update a web application, it needs to be done only on a single computer where is installed. See, you made a modifications to your web app. I don't require to install multiple machines here. It should be installed only on one machine. Which machine? Where we install that machine. Whereas in case of desktop applications, it needs to be done on every computer. You're required to do this on every computer. Yeah. So what? WhatsApp was mobile application first. I did not say every mobile application require a web application. I did not say that. What did I say? Mobile applications works with the support of internet. That is what I said here. Did I say every mobile application require a website? I did not say that. Are you clear, Santosh? That requires internet to work. Next. Desktop applications are confined to particular location and they have usability constraints, whereas web applications are convenient for the users to access them from any location using internet. Yeah, no? Desktop application where you can use. You're in the office, you can use MS Office. After going home, you can't use it. You don't have a machine on you don't have a computer at your home or a laptop at your home. Where you use only in the office. So in the office, MS Office is installed. Fine. Where you can use it only on the office. But when you go home, you can't use. Are you clear? But I want to apply a leave from my home now. There's a portal the company has developed for leave management and all. I have to apply a leave, not from an office. I can go to home now. I can connect from my home to the portal. I can log in with my credentials. I can even apply a leave from there now. Is it clear? So that's what desktop applications are confined to a particular location and they have usability constraints, whereas web applications are convenient for the users to access them from any location using what you require, a computer, internet, a present throughout the world. Anywhere you can access a web app. Am I right? Next. Web applications relies significantly on internet connectivity and speed. Yes, sir. Web applications significantly relies on internet connectivity and speed. If the speed is low or internet connection is down, you cannot access a web application. Am I right or wrong? So, absence of internet or poor connectivity can cause performance issues, whereas desktop applications are standalone in nature and hence do not face any hindrance resulting from internet connectivity. You see, for everything here, If always web applications are better, why desktop applications are used? Everything will have pros and cons. Depending on the requirements, we need to choose what type of application has to be developed. Did you catch my point or not? In every application, we have pros and cons. Depending on the requirements here, you're required to choose what type of application has to be developed. So whether you just are required to go for using a desktop application or web application, depends upon the usage and requirement. Here, you and me cannot sit and decide develop web only or develop mobile. That is all going to be based on the client requirements. Lot of things will be there, lot of parameters will be there to decide whether to go with a desktop application or whether to go with a web application. So one great thing about a desktop application is there will not be any internet connectivity issues for that standalone machine, so performance issues also will not be there. Is that clear? Next. Web application is completely internet dependent. So they cause more bandwidth, whereas a desktop application is partially internet dependent. So they cause less bandwidth. What is that completely internet dependent? Yes, guys, they're completely internet dependent. So they'll be consuming a lot of network speed, the bandwidth. But desktop applications are not completely dependent, partially dependent. They are partially dependent. Do you have this on your machine, guys? OneDrive. Do you have OneDrive on your machine? On Windows operating system that comes by default, and mostly it will be taking a backup of all your documents. It will be saving for even the Google Drive. Okay, backup of all the things. OneDrive. Okay, so basically my documents, whatever I put, all these are stored on OneDrive. All the documents on my machine are stored on OneDrive. So when I make a modification, that will update. Now see, I don't require the internet connectivity all the time. Yeah, I need connectivity only when I save. Are you clear? I open a Word document here. I just type in something on it. I don't require internet connectivity to work with Word. But I want to update this on OneDrive now. Can I require internet? So understand, they are not completely dependent on the internet. They are partially dependent on the internet. Is it clear? So we don't have any Google Classroom. Still it is not created here. Wait. Okay. So that's what the other difference what we have between the web and desktop. Is it clear? Next. To build desktop applications with the .NET languages. See, suppose you want to build a desktop application with the .NET languages. We are provided with the technologies like Windows Forms app. Windows Forms app. Next, WPF. Windows Presentation Foundation. WPF apps. What we call them as WPF apps. Basically it stands for, okay, Windows Forms applications. WPF applications. And same as that, to build web applications, we are provided with a technology called ASP.NET and ASP.NET Core. Am I clearer? So how do you build a desktop application? Desktop application. Windows Forms app. Not only that, there are console apps. Console apps. Windows Forms apps. WPF apps. Guys, all of you in your C# classes, you're building console apps now? Yes or not? Same way, some of you already started working with Windows Forms apps also. And in the same way, if at all you want to build a web app, if you want to build a web application, okay, if at all we want to build web applications, what are we given? ASP .NET. What we have just given is ASP.NET and ASP.NET Core. Any confusions between desktop and web applications? See, tomorrow you're building an application, guys. You're building an application. This is ASP.NET Core only. This batch itself is ASP.NET Core. Okay. So to build a desktop application, when to build a desktop application, when to build a web application, how do you decide? I said you, there are a lot of parameters which decide that. There are a lot of parameters which are going to decide that. For example, you guys wanted to, you're developing an application for a bank. You're developing an application for a bank to be used by employees of the bank. Understand my point carefully. You want to develop an application to be used by employees of a bank. Tell me now, what do you suggest me? Desktop application or web application? Louder. Wrong. Desktop application. Who want to use it? Employees. Employees will sit at home and use it. Employees should come to the bank and use it. They cannot use it from his home now. Understood my point? That's purely desktop apps. You see, when you just go to your bank, in every bank when you deposit, they do some applications will be there. They're mostly they are desktop applications. They're going to be desktop applications what they use. I want to build an application for my customers of the bank. Customers of the bank, so that they can use the applications and perform the transactions. They can perform their transactions. What type of application should I build? Web application. That is a web application now. Why? Customer will not come to the bank now and use the app now. Customer will be sitting at his home or sitting in his office and will try to use the application now and tries to check his balance or perform fund transfers or all these things. I want to build an application for an ATM. Come on, tell me. Desktop or web? Desktop. That's a desktop again. That is a desktop application again. So that's what. There are a lot of parameters that decide whether you need to go for a desktop application or whether you need to go for a web applications. So based on that, we just think whether I should build a web application there or a desktop application, and I will build. Tomorrow, you go to the company, don't come up to a conclusion, you will be building only the same kind of applications always. So you will be building up different kinds of applications based on the company's requirements. Based on the company requirements. Okay, just a minute. To build desktop application with the .NET languages, we are provided with technologies like, what was the thing? Console apps. Next. Windows apps. Windows apps. Next. WPF. WPF stands for Windows Presentation Foundation. Windows apps. And same as that, to build web applications, we are provided with technologies like technologies like two options. One is ASP.NET and ASP.NET Core. ASP.NET and ASP.NET Core. Any confusions? So like this, we just have the different kinds of applications what we just have. So what is your motive? What is your motive? Now, in this class, what's your motive? To build a desktop application or to build a web app? To build desktop application, we are already learning that in our C# classes. Right? In our C# classes, we are already learning how to build a desktop application using console user, using Windows on Mac. Some of you people who are just are about to start with it, but one batch already you have completed your Windows and all. One batch is about to enter into web Windows application development, but you are just going to learn all those things in the C# classes. And here, what is your requirement? Here, our requirement is to build web apps. We are going to learn web apps. So how exactly web applications work? So first we need to get an idea about that. How exactly these web applications are going to work. We are going to, what I said, we are going to host or install this application on a central server called web server, and after installing it on a central server called as a web server, then people can start using it through the internet. What is internet? How does my application connect to the internet and access it? So a lot of questions. Are you clear? I cannot directly jump into build a web application and show you. First, you need to understand here what is internet first. Okay, what is a web server? How does a request goes to the web server? How the web server will send me the output back to me? What to become a software engineer? You need to know every parameter underlying to that. Just not only simply showing you are not an end user to build an application and show you. Is that clear? So we'll just try to understand from the basics about this one here. What is like internet and all these things. We'll just try to have a clear picture or an idea. Watch. Yeah. What is internet? Internet is a global system of interconnected computer networks. It is a global system of interconnected computer networks that use the standard internet protocol suite. What is that? What is TCP/IP? TCP stands for Transport Control Protocol. IP stands for Internet Protocol. Now tell me, what is the use of TCP and what is the use of IP? If I ask TCP/IP, everyone said the full form of it. Now, who want the full form of it? Yeah, what is TCP and what is IP? Tell that. TCP is actually responsible for sending and receiving the data. TCP is actually responsible for the sending and receiving of the data. So to send the data, you need to first break your information. You're required to first break your information into packets. The data, if at all you want to send in the network from one machine to another machine, if at all you just learned about the networking in your academics or somewhere, if you touch the subject, you'll have an idea. You cannot send the data directly from one computer to another computer. The data should be first broken into small packets. Are you clear? You're purchasing a big machine and the machine comes as what? The machine will be delivered to you directly, a single one now? It will be dismantled and comes to you, and again you are going to assemble that at your home. You purchase a bed in a furniture showroom. Okay, the bed is not directly sent. If you all want to send the bed directly to your home, it's not easy. The bed size is 6 by 6.5 size now. Okay, and when you have that much of size bed now, it's not easy to bring into your room. Yes or not? The door size and all the things. Suppose you are staying somewhere at 4th floor or 5th floor, and there is a lift available also. You cannot put this much of size bed in the lift now. So how it comes? It comes completely dismantled. It will come completely dismantled. Everything. After coming at, what will they do? They will assemble it and your cot is ready now. Am I clear? So same way, the data which should be sent from one computer to another computer cannot be directly sent. They need to take the data and send it in the form of packets. Now on the target system again, you receive the packets of data. The packets of data should again be assembled back into, that's what? Assembling. Completely the code comes to you and dismantle. And now what you do? Assemble. Okay, this is very, very important. And the TCP role is to do that only. The role of TCP is that only. Breaking your data into small packets for transferring. And again, assembling all the data back into a single unit after receiving on the target system. And IP. What is the role of IP? IP is actually responsible for IP job is postman job. IP job is postman job. So what is it? It is actually responsible for carrying the data from one machine to another machine. And see, what is the job of the postman? The job of the postman is to carry the letter from one place to another place based on an address. Correct? Here also, it is basically responsible for carrying the packets from one machine to another machine based on the address. Every computer has an address now. What do you call the address of a computer? IP address. It is called as an IP address. So basically the combination of the TCP IP, both the two things are used for transporting the data from one machine to another machine. Okay. So what's it? It's interconnected computer networks that use the standard internet protocols to link several billion devices. I remember, guys, when I came into the industry and when I started learning somewhere around 2004, when I started learning, my teacher has said me to link several million devices. The word Navi is several billion devices. Are you clear? Okay, my teacher has taught me on the day as a several million devices, and today I'm teaching you as several billion devices. Why? At that time, 2004 somewhere, at that time we don't have personal internet connections here. Are you clear? gRPC, Signal R, WCF. These are not at all included in the course. You are learning MVC, not WCF or GPRC or Signal Rs. All those things won't be covered here. Advanced Web API also. Web API is covered. Web API will be covered. It is not completely advanced Web API. Okay. This is mainly MVC. After that, I'll also cover you Web API. The course is not Web API course. Okay, so what I'm telling you, several million devices is what I learned in several, because at that time we don't have a personal internet connection here. If at all we want to use internet, we used to go to net cafes. We used to go to net cafes and browse the internet. But you right now have a personal internet connection for everyone today. All mobiles are having internet today. So the word billion also will be very small now. Because throughout the world, everyone is connected. Throughout the world, everyone is connected. I have one of my friend in US. If I want to contact him, I require to send him a mail and ask him at so and so time just to be online, so I will connect with you online. But today, you're opening the WhatsApp and immediately calling and connecting to him now. Throughout the world, anywhere is present. You're all connected. Correct? Okay, we don't require to maintain the time zones or all these things. Don't need to send him a drop a message. Just is online, you make a WhatsApp call, he comes line and you just connected. So that's what the word billion also may be smaller today, what we are just using. But guys, who is that video on? Be careful with your videos here. Unfortunately, in Zoom, there is no option to disable the video feature. Okay. Fine. So, am I clear? With several billion devices worldwide. Yes, worldwide everyone is connected today. It's a network of networks that consists of millions of private, public, academic, business and government networks of local to global scope that are linked by a broad array of electronic, wireless and optical networking technologies. We are all connected through a set of devices. What is it? We need routers, or a lot of electronic devices which will be participating for you in this. Okay, we require optical cables to connect. Optical fiber cables are what we just use for connections. Routers, okay, like electronic devices, all these things. You need a modem in your home to receive it. All these are connected together and making the internet to work. The internet carries an extensive range of information, resources and services. Yes or not? Extensive range of information. Today, frankly speaking, you have an information in the internet to prepare a baggie, to prepare an atom bomb also. Yeah, that is fact. You have information available in the internet to prepare a 2 minutes Maggie and even to prepare a atom bomb also. You have the information available on the internet. It carries an extensive range of information. Okay. If you use internet correctly, you can improve yourself and you can also make others to improve. And if you don't use correctly also, that will be the other side. It has both the two shades. Just like a coin has two sides, internet also has two sides. Positive, negativity also can be spread here. Okay. resources and services. We have resources, so many resources for us to consume. See, if at all you want to learn something newly, I want to learn something newly. Who teaches me? Who is going to teach me, guys? I want to learn something. I need to teach you tomorrow. ASP.NET Core 7.0 came now. Is Microsoft going to conduct classes to me and teach me ASP.NET 7.0? I need to browse the net and lot of resources are available. Okay, Microsoft is going to post all the information in their websites. So we just go read them. We just do practice on them and we try to explain the concept. See, 1 hour, if at all I need to teach you a class, it's hard work for me for nearly 10 to 15 days. It's not like once I completed, okay, but newly something came now. I need to teach 1-2 sessions on it. It will make for me at least 15 days, 10 to 15 days to understand it, make it run. Lot of issues will come, fix them, and just to tell you in the classroom. In the classroom, simply I say do the settings, it will work. But it is not easy for me to do the same for me when I want to run on my systems. So I have a lot of resources that are available, lot of services available, lot of resources available, services, coming to services, all these other services what we have, like Zomato, your services, Ola, okay, Uber, lot services we just have, what we can just consume. So it carries what? Extensive range of information, resources, and services, such as interlinked hypertext documents and applications of the World Wide Web, the infrastructure to support mail and peer-to-peer network for file sharing and telephony. Everything is supported today in the internet. You can send mails from one place to another place. You can share files from one place to another place. You can make a phone call. Your WhatsApp calling, the WhatsApp calling works on the telephony technology. The telephony what we are talking, that is based on that WhatsApp works actually. Same way, file sharing. You just send the documents from one place to another place. I'm putting, say, Google Drive is here. I'm putting all the documents in the Google Drive. You're downloading them on the Google Drive now. Here, emailing, all these are supported for you on the internet. So tomorrow someone has asked what internet means. Just what you require. It is an interconnected computer networks that is going to be connecting several billion devices worldwide. So in simple words, it's a network of networks. LAN. What is a LAN? LAN is a network. All the LAN connected together is a network of networks, and that's what we're calling as internet. Is that clear? Okay. Well, guys, fine. I will just talk more on this particular thing in the tomorrow class. So, what is World Wide Web? How does World Wide Web works? All these particular things I'll give you in detail in the tomorrow session. Okay, we'll stop here. Yes. Anyone online students, if at all you have any doubts, you can let me. Okay. If you don't have if you have any questions, you can ask. Otherwise, you can leave, guys. Offline, online students, any doubts, you can ask. Otherwise, you can leave. I already said you WPF is not a part of the course. WPF is for developing desktop applications. It is not going to be a part of the course. We are learning web development, not desktop development. Satya Prakash. Duration of the course will be 2.5 months. No, Srinivas. There is no complete course for Web API. Yeah, I'll share the complete document. I'll share the document, Ilyas. Is anyone? Oh, yeah, I'll share you the document. And also, guys, if anyone missed up yesterday's session, and if at all you want to video, just to send me a WhatsApp message, guys, with the time, because I have multiple timings. So just with your class timings, just to send me a WhatsApp message. Yeah, it is completely real time. I already answered this question long back only, Nishant. You're asking again and again. I already said you it is completely based on real time. Okay, just will share you here, guys. Will share you here. Hold on. We'll share you the video here only. Again, don't send messages. Okay, I'll share you here. Just a minute. The timings, will the time be same throughout the batch? Yes. Harshali, the timings will be same. No changes in the time. No changes in the time. What, which group? I shared yesterday's class video. No, why are you in the group? You're not in the group. I shared yesterday's class video to you. You can just watch the video. If you missed yesterday's class. Or is it not shared to everyone? I'm sorry. Yeah, shared it, guys. Do anyone have any more questions? Somshekar, the management will contact you. Don't be worried. ADO.NET is not covered here. Here, LinkU and NT framework will be used, not ADO.NET. Somshekar, the management will contact you. Not required motion. It's MVC core only, yeah. Same timings until the complete batch completes. It will be same timings, no changes to the time. No, Subham. No. Vinod will talk about the history. Vinod, we will talk about this in the history of MVC. Guys who don't have any questions can leave the session, please, and join tomorrow. Who don't have any questions, leave the session and join tomorrow. ASP.NET itself is a web development tool, is a three-tier architecture, Nitish. ASP.NET itself is a three-tier architecture. ఇది వద్దా దోమలు కొడతాయమ్మా. That depends upon your caliber. But I promise I will be showing you all the real-time concepts. They provided the runtimes for multiple operating systems, Dinesh. They provided the runtimes for multiple operating systems. Earlier, the runtimes are given only for Windows, but now they're given the runtimes for multiple operating systems. ASP.NET MVC is present under ASP.NET Core. Yeah, both are same only. Yeah. In ASP.NET Core, we have ASP.NET MVC. SDK is for developing the application and runtime is to run the application. SDK is for development. The platform itself is there. Software development kit. It is to develop. And runtime is to run. Yes, offline class is also same. You can attend online or offline. The class will go parallelly for both at the same time. I don't assign any project, but I will teach you in a project style. MVC pages are all rather pages only. Yes, we need to use Mac runtime. Yes, for Windows, for Mac, and for Linux, it is different. Go to the .NET downloads. If you go to the download section in the .NET page in the Microsoft, in the .NET .microsoft.com website, you'll be finding up separately. .NET.microsoft.com. It will provide you the runtimes separately for Windows, Linux, and Mac. Dinesh, open the website and check it out. SignalR, Blazor, GPR, gRPC will not be covered, Somsekhar. They won't be covered. You can choose, you can only pick from one. If you change to offline again, they won't give you a chance to go for online. You can pick only for one. No, you cannot, Shekhar. You cannot do. If you have any prior knowledge on C#, then you can do parallelly. But if you don't have any knowledge on C#, you cannot do parallelly. Okay, guys. Do anyone have any questions still? Can I wind up the session? Others can leave the class, please. Yeah, they should use it. We are considering that. We are just having negotiations with them. We are considering that. Moreover, sooner or later, we will come out with that DRM. If you have knowledge in C#, then you can do. I clearly said na, Sumant. MVC 5, Web API, MVC Core 5 and MVC Core 6 and Web API Core. Okay, guys. Winding up the session. Have a nice day. We'll meet tomorrow. No, yeah, these options are not available actually in this disabling videos and chat messaging. We don't have. Yeah, once the class starts, mostly messagings will be reduced. As what I noticed in my other batches is, once it starts, mostly this messaging gets reduced. Which exam? Yes.